For years now, four-wheel drivers all across Australia dream of going to those iconic off-road destinations. The Simpson Desert, Cape York, the Kimberley and the Victorian High Country, to name a few. For those who seek out the unheard of tracks, camps and sites, Australia has so much more to offer. From white sand tropical beaches to thick mud in the rainforest, we tackle some of the most epic places you've ever seen. Scored ourselves an all-time campsite tonight. We're off on a spring school holiday trip. Starting off on the Karuah River, I'm assuming it is, in the Karuah National Park. Beautiful spot here. Pulled up here at lunchtime and just having a bite to eat. We're going to camp out here tonight somewhere on this river, but first of all we're going to explore the tracks for a couple of hours this afternoon. We got myself and Kai in the nav, and then Dad in the MUX. This will be our first decent trip in a while. It's been hard with all the COVID lockdowns going on. We aren't in lockdown where we are at the moment, thankfully, so we can travel and move around a bit. Can't cross any borders, and we are restricted a fair bit of where we go. You know, we can't go into any of the hotspots or anything. So the plan will be to explore some of the local New South Wales areas, I guess, this trip, and visit some of all our favourite spots. I'll show where we are on the map. Starting off here at this Karuah National Park, then we plan to check out some stuff around Myall Lakes, some beautiful beaches out here. Some of these forests around Bulahdelah, out through Dungog, out to Chichester State Forest. Then you can't actually, there's no way up to Barrington Tops from the bottom, so you're going to have to come loop back out, around, and then up to Barrington Tops. That's the rough plan we've got to start this trip. We could change things as we go, and as usual, we'll make things up as we go. Gonna knock some air out of these tyres, just go down to about 18 to start with, and then lower them more if need be. They have had a little bit of rain out here the last couple of days, so the tracks do look a bit slippery, sloshy, muddy. It's still cloudy today, but it's meant to start clearing up the Savo, and then we've got a few days of sunshine. There's no more rain coming for the moment. Time to hit the tracks. The car and river where we had lunch is just there. And then we're going to take on this rutted out hill climb up out of here. Should definitely test the suspension travel on the cars. First gear low, nice and slow. Whack that locker in. So that's what we're going to face. Because it's that bit wet, it's slippery, and you can't hold the exact lines that you want to hold. Slip and slide a bit as you go.
That felt unreal what that did then.
Yeah, it went like nice and slow and just got crawled over the whole thing.
Yeah, first little thing all day, and it just felt like an excellent thing.
So it's a bit slippery. Just got this tree root at the top of the climb there. It's very slippery. It doesn't look like anything at all, but it's actually quite hard to get up over it.
It's deceivingly greasy. As soon as you break the top off it, it feels like red mud.
Yeah, it feels like that real red clay stuff. And that tree root, like, you look at that and think it's two-wheel drive over that. It ends up being pretty hard. Out exploring the tracks really, just having a bit of fun. It's very, very muddy out here. Like it's just muddle after muddle after muddle, and there's tracks around a lot of them, but they're kind of deceptively deep and slushy. Like that barely looked like anything at all. It looked like about that much deeper water just fell in there and started churning it up. I thought that was barely anything. I just set the camera up to get a shot of us driving through the bush nearly. But yeah, once I was in there, I nearly thought I was going to get stuck for a second. This one looks like it could be a little bit interesting, and that's just a swampy mess in there. And then you got a big hole in the middle. And you sort of got a track around the side there, but that looks very sloshy and slippery and muddy as well. So that's probably going to be the option. I just might test it out with a sticker bed and see what I reckon. There's just so much unknown of this. I think it will be okay, but it's hard to say and fully know till you put a vehicle on it. First gear low of that rear locker in. Just sort of stick to these ruts around the side here. Too bad, there was just that bit of spin there as it had to pop up out and into that other deeper bit, so that locker saved it. That's up. It's a little bit of an off-camber bank here, and it wants to slide you down into the rut every time. It's hard to get up out of. But better speed, get up. Oh, is that gonna make it then or not? I don't know, but I backed off either way. Looks like Dad's found a track around and I'm in this mess. Just trying to slowly back out of here without damaging the car, obviously. Should I try one more time with a bit more speed? Did I nearly have that or?
You'd be lucky, you can give it a go, but I think you'll skip sideways onto that log if you try again.
Try one more time. I did not want to fall down in that bank. I just floored it then. That's what it needed, but I felt it starting to drift and I already had that bit of speed and I was like, I can't go down there now, so put the foot down. Guy's like, shut up mate, I'm trying to read my book here. That was an intense little bit of track there. This is kind of a second time out this area. We came here, oh, it would have been a year-ish ago now, and Dad's never been here, so he was always keen to come check this out in the Myall Lakes and the Bulahdelah, which is what we're doing over the next few days. But just little areas that aren't super known or popular, I guess, and it's just a heap of fun. Nice campsites, good little fun tracks to explore and drive. It's definitely stepped up the difficulty of them a little bit with that wet surface on top. It's only about 4:30, grabbed ourselves a beautiful camp spot tonight. There's no one else out here, got the whole place to ourselves and got the cars obviously parked and got a nice grassy area here and then beautiful view out over the river. It's low tide at the moment, so it's sort of pushed right out. There's a few oyster leases and stuff there, but that tide will come back right up in here a bit later on. It's good to be out here. Gonna get this camp set up and light the fire. Collected a heap of nice bits of wood on the way out here this afternoon, so I got all this here, not a big pile over there. Give us a nice warm fire for tonight. So peaceful and beautiful sitting here by the river as that sun goes down, listen to the birds and the nature sounds around you. Gonna cook up an early dinner tonight. Gonna do like a fried rice but with noodle. Ramen instant noodles I think they are. They're kind of like 2-minute noodles. Now I got some veggies and some eggs. So I'm gonna dice up all the veggies, fry them up, cook the noodles in the billy on the fire, and then stir some egg through at the end. Just like you do with fried rice, gonna dice all the veggies up nice and small. Got carrot to start with. Cooking on the gas cooker tonight rather than the fire, because that way I can use my nice big frying pan. So that way we cook up a big amount of it, and then we'll have leftovers for another night as well. Capsicum, bring onions or shallots. I'm gonna shave this broccoli up. Diced up all those veggies, put a bit of oil in, start cooking that up. Got some frozen peas and corn here too I'll add in. I've got a whole mix of veggies and corn. While those veggies are frying up, I'm going to cook these noodles on the fire. So I'm going to put some water in the billy. Don't know how many of these I'll put in here. It's like a big packet of 10. However many I can fit maybe. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a cube of vegetable stock in there just to give it a bit of flavour as it cooks through. Chuck this on the fire, it doesn't need long, you just need that water to boil. Then once it's boiling, it's only a couple of minutes. Can't get over how nice it is out here, and there's no mosquitoes or midges or anything at all either. Beautiful, relaxing. Noodles are finished on the fire. We're gonna tip them in with the veggies, mix them around, add in a bit of garlic powder, or garlic flakes, whatever they are. Then we're gonna crack some eggs over the top of it all, and then mix all that through till the egg cooks. A little bit of salt. First time ever cooking it.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
That's actually really nice. First time I've ever cooked that. Nailed it. Professional cooker. Sit down by the fire and enjoy our dinner. Packed up camp nice and early this morning. Awesome night there on the river. We're out again on the tracks now, sort of navigating our way out of here via a few side trails, and then we're going to head towards the beach. Yeah, I don't want to just go harder and harder and just spray the whole thing with mud. Those ruts there just caught me out a little bit. I was going quite slow thinking it'd be alright, but it just bellied out on the middle there, and I gave it a bit of back and forth, but I didn't want to just keep going and going. I'm just going to blast the whole car with mud. I don't think I'd get out of it either way, so it's quicker just to grab the winch out and quickly hook it up to a tree there and keep going. I'll just get to gently pull me up out of here, the winch. Did I say witch or winch? So I don't just blast mud over everything. That's all it needed, just a little pull to get its belly off that ruts there. So way are you thinking of going?
I'm looking at that.
I sort of went through a bit slow thinking it wouldn't be too bad, but you can see where the diff and the belly just grabbed the middle there everywhere. I didn't go far at all from that last mud hole. It's only just down there, and then I sort of came up into this ruddy bit. It's just so soft out here. Like, it doesn't look that bad, and then you put your car in it and it just turns to slosh and you just drop about a foot down in the mud. So it's on a horrible angle there now, sort of pushed up into that bank a bit and can't really go forwards or backwards. Both ways it's sort of spinning, so I'm gonna have to winch up out of there too, I'd say. A horrible angle. Gotta try and pull me up sideways out of this rut. We got it on a tree going that way. It's very, very slippery. I still gotta get through this next bit of track now, which I don't know if I'll do it, but I'll try. Pretty madness. Track this, as you can see, hasn't been driven in a bit. There is a side track next to it, but I thought I'd have a crack at the hard one, but didn't realise it'd be this sloshy and hard. Slowly getting our way out of here. It's just that wet and muddy out here at the moment. These sorts of things can be a little bit deceiving because there's a track there to the side. There's also a track around to the side there. Normally when there's tracks around, it means the middle one's deep and boggy. But in this case, it's only underneath deep. And as far as I can tell, I've gone through it all with a stick, it seems quite hard in there. Whereas these ones on the side are just soft mush. So sometimes you are better off just sticking to the main middle one. I don't know so much why people have made tracks around this. We're out, back on this main forest road. That's enough mud for one morning. We're gonna head to the beach now. Looks like we've scored an absolutely incredible day at the beach. We're at this Myall Lakes, Hawk's Nest sort of area, popping out onto the beach here, and the water around this place is just so clear. It's just absolutely amazing. Every time I come here I just get sort of nearly blown away at how nice and clear the water is, and there's not much swell today, and it's a nice little offshore breeze. And then we're going to drive up along to the other end where there's a nice little headland, and that we're going to set up for the day. I'm just down in low range while we're cruising through this first bit because there's a few people around, and that way you can take it nice and slow. Haven't gone down too low. I'm still at about 17-18 psi for the bush, but the sand doesn't seem that soft today. It seems to be cruising at this. Then once we get up here a little bit further, I'll pop it into high range. So sunny. We're about halfway along this beach, and there's a lady stuck there in a Suzuki Grand Vitara, is it? Suzuki Vitara. So I have to quickly help pull her out, saying that she's lost four-wheel drive. I don't know, Dad's going to hook a strap up to the back and try and pull her out this access track because she's only just come onto the beach at a different access track. So pull her out and then keep going. That's always a problem with these popular sorts of beaches. You know, you're happy to help out, but it's nearly like every time you go on the beach, you're doing rescues. So Dad's a bit stuck now too. Sand's very soft here, and as he said to me there, he doesn't really quite have the sand driving experience. Like, he's done a bit of it, but not heaps. So as he was pulling, he kind of held it, He said it was moving a bit, but it was hardly moving at all, and he just dug into holes there. Let his tyres down to about 11 or 12, but he's sitting on the chassis now, which means you either need to dig him out or put some treads down. So they're going to put some recovery tracks down, pop him up out, and then try again. Go again now. Yeah. Yeah, grab it. Get out of there. Yeah. Stop. A little bit of digging there and the treads popped him up out. Now he's going to try and roar up out of here. Alright, stop there. Alright, we're finally done and out of here. We sort of started towing her, but the extra track up out of here is painful and it's hard to pull a car out. She was only she only had two-wheel drive. To be honest with you, she had no idea what she was doing. Like, she had locks all over the place, and then we were trying to pull out, and then she said, oh, I was in park and neutral, and hopefully we can still get up the end here and sit down and relax and enjoy it for a couple of hours. Dad's bringing his car back down, because what had happened is he was trying to pull up out of there in reverse, because she was facing down towards the water and we couldn't really like turn around to get up there, but another guy's come along and then he said, I'll get on the front of her and I'll pull her. I'm going up that way because that extra track's a bit hard, and I'll pull her up the other end of the beach out of here. So he kind of saved us out of that drama a little bit. He's taken her off up the other end. Anyways, keep going. Made it down the end here. I've got the nav parked right in the corner out of the wind, and Dad's parked back up there a little bit. I think he's going to bring his car up. He was just having a walk around. Not as nice as last time we were here. I've been here once before with Kai, and it's just absolutely picture perfect. Clear, flat ocean there, like a lake with this crystal clear water. And that's kind of what it was like where we came on the beach. Down here though, there's a bit of swell coming in here and there's quite a bit of seaweed there. Still some nice water in the corner there though. Just going to set the awning up here and have a swim, have some lunch and relax here for a couple of hours. Soak in the sunshine and the beautiful spring day. Tide's going out, so I'm parked a bit close to the water, but my time was a couple of hours ago, so I know it's only going to get further and further out. Pop this kitchen out. Grab a couple of chairs out.
I thought I was on Fraser Isle for a minute.
So it was a dingo.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, it's a dingo.
That was pretty funny. Dingo just wandered down onto the beach here as we were setting up. We got all our set up and Dad's just joining here too. Should be nice. Here's the dingo coming back, running towards us. Watch out, Kai. We're going to get eaten by this dingo. Just cruising around our camp everywhere. Must be trying to find some food. Beautiful spot here, been sitting down relaxing, enjoying it for a while now. Had some lunch, probably pack up soon and start heading back out of here. Tide's going out, so that beach run should be a little easier on the way back. The sand can get very soft in these beaches. Another beach, a couple across Mungo Brush, was the one where I had to go down to 2 psi that time to get off the beach when it was all sloped down towards the water, and I just started sliding down there, and late afternoon, I had no one around to help. I don't know, that was a whole nother story, another video, but that happened only a couple of beaches across. Lucky part of the world we live in here in New South Wales, where you can have all that fun out the bush and those tracks, and then not far at all and arrive at beautiful beaches like this. Back out the bush again. It's nice here on this creek in the shade after that day out in the sun and the beach. We're in the forest out the back of Bulahdelah. We're going to camp out here tonight. Haven't really got an exact plan, just came in the entrance and start doing some exploring for a while and then find a nice camp spot somewhere. Been here once before, Kai and I were here about a year ago. Dad's never been here before. Hit that crossing with a bit more speed than to wash some of that salt off from the beach today. This is super duper dodgy, but this is the only way to get where we want to go, and we think we can just squeeze through. It's just a very nerve-wracking thing because there's not much room left on this road. Am I going to slip on the edge there? I don't want to be here. I'm right up in on this tree here. It wasn't a nice spot to be in. You can't really see, but you know you're on right on the edge of a collapsed bridge there with about a 3-meter drop down to you. Not a pretty place you want to be. There's one dodgy ass bit of track. I'd rather not do something like that, but if we can't get through here, then it's like all the way back out of here again. Kinda figured we'd take that little bit of risk to keep going the way we're going. I really hope we don't have to come back this way. I'm pretty sure we keep going out the other way this tomorrow. Come to a nice little river out here. This is the Karuah River, I believe it's called, and there's a big swimming hole there, so we're gonna have a swim and cool down and wash off the salt from today. Freshened up, that swim was so nice, and then just up from where we parked, and this is one of the reasons we came out here to check out this hut, because Kai and I sort of found it when we were out here about a year ago now, checking the visitors book to see if our names were still in there for when we rode in it, but they'd updated the visitor book at the start of this year because they said the old one was full, so I have to write something else in it. Pretty cool hut out here in the middle of the forest. Back on the tracks again. The plan now is to just find somewhere to camp for the night. We did consider camping at that hut, but it's pretty squished in the bush there. There's not really anywhere to park our cars in a nice spot and have a fire. So we'll keep going and hopefully find something. All part of the adventure. Hey Kai. Adventure for life, yay. Haven't found anything yet, but having fun out here on these tracks. It's nice to be at camp this time of day. You know, it's come about 5 o'clock, that sun's on its way down. But it's also nice to be out still driving the tracks this time of day as well. It's beautiful out here as it's cooling down in this thick rainforest jungle sort of area, tackling these various little obstacles in our 4-wheel drives. Heap of fun. Hopefully we find something soon, but that's a no-go. That's a winch, I think. As soon as you fall in those ruts there, it's game over. It's just pure slush in there, it's just sitting on its belly. We're pretty quick and efficient with these winches now, well, especially since I'm up to my 3rd winch of the day. Well, I'm not having much luck, so I'm just getting caught out on everything. Oh, it's just so slushy. There's nothing, no traction there, it's sitting on its belly. Give a little bit of drive there to help it, but not go bananas with it. It's wet and slushy and slippery through here.
Yeah, I'm on another line. I'm over here. I think I'm in with a chance.
Yeah, if you just hold that straddle the whole way. Because I was going alright while I was straddling, and then I don't know what happened. I kind of slipped a bit in, and I think I turned with it. I thought, oh, it won't be too bad. And then it was bad. So slushy out here, you're kind of in this thick rainforest, and obviously doesn't dry much out here, and you just got these big muddy ruts through the whole thing. Dad's up now in the MUX. I reckon if you can hold that line, that straddle the whole way through, it should be good, and then you can just floor through that next bit. Dude, I got wrecked by the mud. I got mud up all on me. Oh, I just got soaked in mud then. Damn it. It's getting dark out here now. A lot of this muddy stuff, normally on traction you can take it slow, but it doesn't really seem to work like that out here. What do you reckon? Pretty fun track?
Fun in the mud.
Got sort of a vertical, whoa geez, drop down here into a little stream and then straight back up the other side. It was almost like you sat on your front and your rear. I sort of went like up the right hand line a bit there rather than straight up the ruts, because you can see where you've buried your bull bar in the bank there. Maniac.
I didn't remove the rear from this thing.
No. Well, so many people are stunned on the videos how you still have a rear on this thing. How you haven't knocked it to pieces.
Well, I thought that was the one time it was going.
Yeah. The spare tyre saves you most times. It hits the spare tyre.
And is that what happened then?
I think so. That's what it normally does.
It didn't sound right.
Unreal track, this one. Just so much fun. Oh, we're nearly out of this track. I got no shirt on because I jumped back in the creek there because I got covered in mud earlier. I'm going to put the locker in. This is going to be a floor job. Nearly off this track, we got this muddy section here.
Wind the window up.
Yeah, wind the window up. We got this muddy section here. And then we got a creek crossing out of here. Holy dolly, Jesus. Oh, man. Oh wow. Oh, that was a fully floor it then. Oh, I didn't want to get stuck out here in the dark. Anyways, we're nearly off this track. That was that, and then we've got a creek crossing here, and then we're back up to the main road. But we haven't found a camp, so we've got to sort that out.
Okay.
Alright, here comes Dad. I got the spotlights on him. wild ride through
That
there.
felt like it let the animal out of me. That's a wild ride, and the dark makes it harder.
Yeah, you can't really see and you're just like flooring it through there, blind and wondering what's going on.
Yeah, you're wanting to believe where those ruts are.
Yeah. I don't know how much you could see of that on the camera, but that last creek crossing was insane. I ploughed in there and it was over the bonnet and it was pretty deep, and then roared up out the bank over the other side. The whole back end was in. It's all happening out here. Anyways, they're off this track. Now it's got to find somewhere to camp.
I am not a raincoat here to keep you warm. Then go back in the closet after the storm. No, I'm not a match simply waiting to burn. All I am is a friend, your friend till the end.
Well, it is the next morning. Absolutely beautiful out here in the bush slash rainforest next to this creek. After we came across that last river crossing last night, it was only another 10 minutes or so up the road, and we just found a camp sort of in the middle of the track, back out the front of that hut that we were at yesterday, Arvo, and then on this creek here. Kai's just sitting there reading his book at the moment, but awesome little spot in the end. That was just absolutely crazy in the end, that track yesterday afternoon into the dark, but we had so much fun out there, but just smashing through those mud holes. And that last river crossing was pretty crazy. Like, you plunge in, it was quite deep, it was up over the bonnet there where you plunged in, and you had to roar up out that creek crossing out the other side. So much fun. We're taking it nice and easy this morning though. We've just been relaxing around camp and sitting around this creek here. We've got our stuff drying there. Kai's reading his book. We're going to have a swim soon, and we're just slowly in the process of packing everything up. It's interesting, we're watching back some of the footage from yesterday, last night, and we're noticing going through those mud holes, Dad's car seems to skip across the top a bit better than mine. Mine seems to really bury in them, so we're thinking that that's probably a weight thing, because his four-wheel drive is a fair bit lighter than mine, so that's a bit of an advantage he has there with his over mine. I was also watching back that one where I got bogged on that track, and you could see I just completely screwed up the line there. I was straddling those ruts, and then I don't know what happened. I just went offline and just plowed straight into them, and that's where I got bogged. It was pretty funny. Car's got so much mud, it's all up over the roof and everything. I just washed those handles and the windows a bit this morning, otherwise just getting mud all over your hands and can't see out the windows.
Go back in the closet after the storm. No, I'm not a match simply waiting to burn. All I am
How's your jaws going after, you've had them 18 months or so now, haven't you?
I know we were talking about them last night around the campfire, and talking about how we got a new kitchen in the house at home and the cupboards are falling to pieces, and it's not like we got a pack of kids kicking and tearing at them. These things get tore out a bit, and they must be well put together, because there's certainly no weaknesses, there's no falling apart with them.
Yeah, love having these out camping, don't you? The fridge and drawer and table set up.
Yeah.
And you got the table in on top of that drawer, like you
Yeah.
pull that out a bit.
Yeah, pull it out that far, enough to put a sandwich on and make it, and what you need, you sit there and away you go, and the going's good.
That's pretty good setup in the back. And how's your new water tank going in the back too?
Yeah, it's sitting there, you don't hear the, I thought you might hear the slushing a bit, but you don't.
So you can't hear the water sloshing around the tracks?
No, you don't hear it.
The car's pretty well set up for you, for the one person.
It is, it's perfect.
Just chuck all your bedding and your swag and stretcher and everything, recovery gear
instead
on
of
the back
having your
seat.
wife beside you, you got water bottles and sunglasses and towels and everything that you need to keep you happy.
Yeah, that was pretty fun on that track yesterday,
Yeah, we had an excellent evening.
Yeah,
Dropped down in the final crossing in the black of night. It was good.
that last crossing was pretty hectic.
It was, yeah. Your lights are looking straight down into the bottom, but it was black. You
Yeah.
couldn't see the bottom.
Yeah. The water tank we're talking about is a 40 litre poly tank which Dad got installed, oh, probably a month ago now. It was on a video. And I'm just putting like a flex lead to come off a tap there, so you turn it on, you got access to your 40 litres of water, which is under all the crap in the back there. Make the most of that space and got a good water tank there. The good thing about that deep river crossing right at the end of the track is it washed all the mud off the bearings and brakes and underneath the car and everything. That gave it a full flush out, and from the beach yesterday as well, so ended up being perfect having that there. We're all packed up camp, gonna go down and have a swim and cool off, then we'll head out of here, start hitting the tracks and exploring. That's the rough plan we've got for the first. That's the rough plan we've got to start this trip. Drove the couple of hours. Time to hit the tracks. Collected some wood out. We collected still some nice water in the corner there. Still a bit of nice water in the corner, so we're going to set up here, set the awning up, have a swim, and have lucky part of the world we live in here. This yeah, it's a fair creek crossing this one. It was interesting, we're watching back some of the footage last night. There's the mud there. There's also,